Oh yeah.
So I had to reinstall it. So now I'm playing Moonstone Island.
Oh, okay. Anyway, um, so here's the thing. I play glass cannon decks. I know I play glass cannon decks. So if someone interacts with me, then I just go like, oh, okay. Like, because I know, because you kind of have to have a certain level of expectation, right? Where it's like, look, you know what you're doing. Like, you're playing glass cannon. Your deck is basically going to be really fragile with interaction, but really strong if you're left alone. And then you basically, like, you know, kind of, you pub stomp the game. You kind of have to have a certain set of expectations and be like, yes, yes, all right, that's what's going to happen. Um, and so like it's often like kind of annoying. It's a little demoralizing when people like don't have that expectation, where they're like, because like I've seen people where they're like they play aristocrats or something. They play the one where it's like here's the sanguine bond and here's the other one, and it makes them have the thing where people lose life infinitely and they gain life infinitely. And then someone like counterspells them or interacts with them or something. They're like, "No, you're not supposed to do that." I'm like, "What? Why not?" Like, they're looking out for their own interests. It's their game too. Like,
Yeah, because
yeah,
players expect those players expect you to just let them combo and let them keep doing it and don't do anything. And it's one of those things to me where it's kind of just like
does this work?
I was new, and the amount of time everybody like, okay, well you're new, and then they would do a combo, and they're like, is no one gonna like? Are you not gonna stop it? I'd be like, I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea, my guy. Like, I don't know how to stop this. Like, I don't know how to stop your fucking combo. And then, with this one player that we used to do, I would beat everyone with freaking, I would beat them with, what I call my 2 milk decks. Which is,
It still throws it out. That's so strange.
I'd beat them with Marwyn, or I'd
Yeah.
beat them with, what's the other K? Not K Throw.
Okay. Kalia.
Kalia. You know, I beat them with Kalia. And then, they would get upset at me, and I'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And they're like,
And like, here's the thing. Like, obviously, like, let me just preface. Like, obviously, Rule 0 all the way, right? Like, if it is a real deal at the table and people want to have these boundaries and prerogatives, hey, don't play this or that. Let's try to play decks that are more this. Let's lean towards this. It's fine to have like a bit of a homebrew craft. House rules. It's fine to have house rules. The problem is people get like weird about that too. Like, you'll be like, hey, what's Rule 0? And they're like, I don't know, just don't play bullshit. And it's like, that's stop. Like, that's disingenuous. Like, that's not narrowing it down. Like, I play a lot of bullshit.
Well, I think it's like, I don't mind, like, in terms of, oh, no one wants it. Like, I understand that when I play, I just said her name.
Kalia.
Kalia. When I play Kalia, I'm gonna be like, whatever. Like, I don't mind that. What I do mind when I play Kalia is that, then I'm up against aristocrats. And then they're like, oh, why aren't you doing anything? And I'm like, I can't summon Kalia. Because you keep knocking her off. So you've effectively you're not allowing me to play the game. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm effectively quitting the game. And then they get mad, or they're like, I don't know why you're not. And it's like, dude, I just told you. Like, it costs 10 to get her. I'm not doing this with you. And that's one of the things that I don't like to do. Or I don't like when that happens, where it's like, oh, well, if you know that thing's gonna be, big, like, at least, like, put me down with, oh, everything costs an extra. But don't like keep, you know, pinning my command.
Right. Well, yeah, a little bit. I thought you were a dumb girl. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought you was a dumb girl. Ooh.
Woohoo!
Fine.
Let's see. Good. Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. Sorry, I'm doing the usual right now in building up Terraria house. I'm building some semblance of a elevator. Oh damn. They're screaming at me now. They're like, come out and kiss me, you coward.
Come out and make out with me, coward. Put your.
You won't fucking
tongue
kiss me with
down.
tongue, you little bitch. Like, I don't know.
Come kiss me with tongue, you little bitch.
My god.
You little bitch. Fat.
Little fishy fish.
Little bitch.
But yeah, I don't know. A lot of my decks are like glass cannons, turn 6-7 wins. You know, 8 on like a bad day. And I know, like if someone interacts, I'm like, ugh, shit. And that's why like I'm recently getting into a group hug because group hug seems like it's gonna be more up my speed anyway, because it's definitely a way to like politic. Because one of the things I like to do anyway is I like to play like raise the board, because there's two different types of group hug, right? It's like politic or raise the floor, and I like to raise the floor, you know. And I've normally played all sorts of like raise the floor spells in my decks, because they just kind of rev things up quicker for everyone, including me, and then I get to a certain goal that I want to do a lot faster. Like I'll have, you know, like Rites of Flourishing, or like some sort of, there's like an enchantment that's like Bright Heart, and it's like whenever people tap a land, it taps for double or something. And I like raise the floor strategies, and currently I'm building, so I'm trying to build a few things. Really just two. I have Kami of the Crescent Moon, which is kind of going to be a bit of a weird one because it's mono blue, which means there's actually going to be like quite a bit of counterspell and interaction. But it's a commander that a lot like I mean, there is like a mono blue group hug because there is braids. But with Kami lets everyone draw extra. He's like a 2/2 for 2, lets people draw extra. And I'm like, ooh, yay, okay. So like I play that, everyone draws extra. They don't really attack me, ideally. And then what happens is then I, you know, and now in Kami's case, unfortunately, and I do this a lot with decks, is I do flip deck strategies, or like overdraw, where it's like, you know, have like a Lab Jace, Labman, Thoracle out that basically say like if you have no cards in your library, you win. Because then Kami will then let me get to that like a lot sooner with extra draw and yada yada yada. And then I have like a couple enchantments and stuff. And I only have like 3 proxies in that deck because I only need, or no, like I have 4. But I only need like 4 out of like 100 cards. But I am building another. I'm trying to build another group hug deck, and it's like, so it's a few things. It's Selvala. Explorer Returned, and she's a female commander, and I know how much you love those. And the whole thing about Selvala is kind of group hug because she says, Selvala says that you tap her, and everyone reveals the top card of their library, and for each non-land card revealed this way, you add green, but then everyone draws those cards. So you also raise the floor, where you let everyone like draw an extra card. But what happens is, I guess, like, and with green and white, that's actually a bit of a challenge for me. The name of the game is really to just, like, I guess, like, raise the floor and kind of hold people off until I throw out. And this is what I did with Glunch. He was like a weird alien creature from one of the D&D expansion, where you basically throw him out, you know, raise the floor, hold people off until basically you can like throw out some kind of like board dynamite, like Crater Hoof or something like that. That's in green white. So yeah, I mean that's really my plan. But then here's the thing: I recently I tried to pick up some pieces for Selvala, by looking at the fairly new elf deck that came out. That was Selesnya. That was it was like in like a jumpstart pack or something, and it was like it's a token deck of some kind. It's like elf token or something. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, ooh, wait. Let's see. But I don't know, Small Ziddle. Which commander are you more interested in? Playing Selvala or playing, whatever this thing is called? Oh, I dropped my wooden planks. I should do that. That's a little dumb thing to do.
I am interested in Selvala.
I have her right here. Yeah, I have the new deck. The new deck right here. It's called, like, well, hang on. Because, well, I mean, you know, I don't know if you want to talk.
No, I want to get into Magda, but I just haven't seen stuff for her.
Oh, I know, the good old Magda.
Yeah,
oh, no, this deck looks really fun. It's like there's like a Tristani Discordant in here. Dauntless Escort. I see him in like Abzan a bit. Green, black, white. Oh, here it is. Why the frick is she in the middle? And Amara. Amara, Soul of the Accord. Yeah. And it's basically like a heavy like token deck, and I'm like, I feel like I just kind of, can I just play like Green White Beatdown? And then, yeah. I don't know. But I know, you know, one of the things about Magic, though, is, you know, consumer-wise, it's recently gotten super hard to keep up with, and I think that was actually, like, an issue on the Magic YouTube community. Like, Tellurian Academy and Commander Quarters were being like, what is going on here? They're really doing quantity over quality, because I mean, and, you know, I didn't have that opinion, but I mean, you know, I'm fucking poor, so, like, I see, like, you know, structure decks being, like, $70. Like, so the structure decks are like $70 during like one of the Phyrexian expansions, and I'm like, haha, that's cool. You keep that.
Yeah, I was like, I think the most I spent once was like $50. I was on the black deck, so I was curious.
Damn.
And then there was only six cards in there, and I was like, what the fuck? And one of our friends was like, you're gonna get rid of that card? That's an expensive card. And I was like, yeah, but I don't...
Yeah.
I don't...
Yeah, it doesn't translate over well if you're not trying to flip it or something. Like those Pokemon cards that caused like an uproar during COVID.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna sell this card. He's like, you don't want to keep it? I'm like, no. Because I don't want it. And I'm not gonna eat that sloppy Joe, sir. Leave me alone.
I'm not gonna eat that sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe. Let's see. Gotta save this part for Moonstone Island. I have a really big video that's gonna be coming out.
You have a big, juicy, meaty video?
Yeah, so I played this game called Horticular. And it's a demo, because the game's not out yet. And I wanted to do a really long demo video, because I thought it'd be interesting if we tried to do demos. Like, in between our, like, normal content, where we come out being like, oh, here's a demo of this game. We wanted to give this a shot before it came out.
Huh.
And so I wanted to start that on me. So, it's gonna be like an hour long. And it's just like, I didn't 100% it. I wanted to 100% it. But it's really hard to 100% it. At least in the demo version. And I have some gripes about it, but ultimately, it wasn't a bad game. It very much reminded me of, like, Littlewood Stardew Valley. Oddly enough. And there's fucking gnomes in there called the Keepers. And they're
the Keeper
like,
of the Reaper.
They're like, we used the last of our magic to reach you. We don't know what happened to our other gardener, but they disappeared. Please bring this planet back to life. And then I was just doing my garden, you know, doing my duty, and these corrupted fucking gnomes show up in my garden. And then they send me a letter afterwards, and they're like, we meant to tell you about the corrupted gnomes. We're so sorry, but here's a banish spell, part 2 for you. And I'm like, what?
Dang.
I think you should
And
have
what
let
game is
me
this?
know. It's called